Today we're going to do yoga translations 5 through 8. Now we're moving into the dynamic strength. So in the dynamic strength, we are looking to build more tone in the body as well as flexibility and balance. So it's still not like weightlifting. We're really focusing on dynamic strength, which is the idea of lengthening the muscles and then strengthening around the open space. So it will feel different than maybe some of the things that you are used to. And we're going to start with the swing behind the back and move through our sumo squat and just kind of get used to directing yourself. Where do the feet go? Pay attention to where the feet go. They go to the front of the mat, so walking forward. Okay? All the way from me. One another. And so we're moving a little bit faster through these things, and I'm just going to see if you guys can just quickly get it, and I don't mind giving extra instruction, and we can slow it down if we need to, but let's just see if we can kind of get into some of the review when we're adding on at the same time. And so in number 5, we start out with some leg stretches and some core strengthening. Okay, and that usually sends people into like this little tizzy, like, oh my God, today's going to be crazy. It's not going to be crazy. We're just going to start out with some things that are a little bit more dynamic strength and all that, like I said, a little bit more intense, and then we're just going to slow it down. So we'll probably go over 5 and 6 in the next hour, and then in the workshop, we're going to incorporate as much as what we've learned as possible in a nice flow for you guys. Definitely a lot of restorative based on the people that are coming. Okay, and then add a little bit more from the intermediate. Usually I like to work up to doing Superfly, but we're going to learn Superfly this afternoon, so we may or may not do it in the workshop. We'll see. We'll see who shows up. So let's go ahead and get ourselves into our floating Buddha. So both hands wrap around. Make sure the leg loops are in a good place. We're going to make sure that we stay seated the whole time. Right? So our weight is dropped. Our hips are pointing down towards the earth, so drop your hips. So even in the transitions, they are the poses, right? We keep the alignment even in the transitions. So drop your hips a lot. Use your fingers if you need to. Push down, push straight down. So this is up, this is down. So just play. Yeah. So they're still up. So go ahead and push your pubic bone towards the earth. Not your head, your pubic bone. So pull your pubic bone up, and then go ahead and rotate it down into the crease. So it's actually the bones twisting. So let me just work with that a couple times. Push your hips up. And then go ahead and rotate them down. So it's not your legs and your whole thing, it's just your hips. So rotate your hips up. Nice. And then rotate your hips down. There it is. So it's tilting the pelvis, which deepens in the hip creases right here. And that'll just continue to loosen up as the body has an opportunity to relax into it. So we're not going to effort it. We're just going to be nice and mellow and chill with the body. We don't want to push too much. We want to drop, right? We just feel where the tightness is because the sacrum will release. We just give it time, and the more we're gentle with it, the more it seems to respond. Your pants are so cute, Lori. Have you seen your crotch? Yeah.
I know.
It's like a big smile. It's like a really nice big smile, Chester cheese with the teeth. Oh, thank you for the camera. Okay, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out doing some of the leg stretches. Let's actually do the leg stretches first, and then we'll do the core. So we're going to do leg stretches upright, and then we're going to do leg stretches upside down. So really simple. So this is going to start to dig in for those that aren't used to it. So go ahead and try star. So star is where you keep your hips heavy, but you lean your heart up towards the sky and open your palms. So this is a nice way to take pressure off the underarms. You guys feel that? So you can slide down a little bit. That way it gets into a better position. And then from there, come on back into your forearm press. I'm just testing out the camera. Take it a little bit more forward. You guys are doing great. Okay. Perfect. Cool. So when we do leg stretches upright, it seems easier on the legs, but it's harder on the arms. So when we do them the 2 different ways, you'll be able to tell with your group where are they in their energy level and in their experience level, which ones would they enjoy most or handle. If you're upside down, if you keep people upside down too long, they tend to just totally check out. So 3 to 5 minutes for beginners is the key. So what we're going to do is flex our toes back, and we're going to like wrap our fingers around. If we can, deepen in the hip creases. Okay, that's how you reach your toes. Okay, if your toes are too far, then you always have your leg loops that you can pull up. Okay, bend your knees if you need to. Keep the feet flexed back the whole time. Open up the chest. So we don't round like this, right? So keep your head in line with your body. Keep your head in line with your body. So your head's back like this. Keep your head in line with your body. So pull your chest forward. Yeah, there it is. Oh, there it is. There's more relaxation that way too. Okay, cool. So either leg loops or the toes and open up the chest. Now we're going to try our bow and arrow. So we're going to bend the right knee in and pretend like you're shooting energy out through the left foot. Feel that in the hip. And then go ahead and straighten that leg. Bend the left knee in. Shoot energy up through the right toes. Okay? Good. Let's try that one more time. It's okay to grab the leg loops. Stay grabbing the leg loops.
You're grabbing 2 fingers in it.
Yeah. It's like a standard everything. Okay, first side, right foot bends in, shoot the energy out. Feel that in the hip, right? Really strong, nice alignment here. Way to keep the chest open. And then smile if you can. It really makes a difference. Okay, both knees bend, and then we're going to come through a low bada. So now we just drop our hips a lot. So we did the swing bada before where we were pressing our knees open. Now we're going to wrap our arms around, and it's like a turtle. You know, you can actually round your back and pull your feet towards the crown of the head. Beautiful. And now you're going to be spring-loaded, right? So go ahead and switch to the leg loops just for simplicity and come into a forward fold, right? So chest moves towards your knees, not your head, right? Just the chest, not your head, right? And then pull. Yeah, good. And then go ahead and open it up. Now stay with the leg loops if you're happy, or go ahead and go back to toes for the more advanced. Now notice your underarms, they're going to start to bug you, right? So you have to just take a break whenever you need. But we're going to do it one more time. Okay, bow and arrow on the right. Switch left. Beautiful. Both knees. The length of the feet. Bowing. Go ahead and change the leg loops. Awesome. Okay, let's take a break. Hello, star. Oops. Yeah, let's keep the leg loops at the ankles if we can. We're going to have one more sequence. So the next one I'm going to show you is called revolver. And it is really hard, so only do it if it feels good, but I'm going to give you variations. Okay, so we're going to bend the right knee in. You're going to reach around and hold on to the foot, if you can. And then you just bring the other arm overhead. Right? So this would be like the easy version. Right? Well, that feels great. Yeah, so that's nice. So overhead, Deidre, so back and then overhead for like a twist. There you go. So we would just do this with people if they're more beginner. Right? Let's try the other side. Grab for the foot, overhead, nice and easy. Okay, really good. Okay, now let your person stay here and hang out and just create space. If somebody is more advanced, they're actually going to reach back for their right foot. So the left knee is pressing down strongly. And then the other hand goes up and overhead. This would be the full revolver pose. Right? So our chest is looking up towards the sky. It's very advanced. Go ahead and just stay on the first side. Yeah. That's right. Now you see why, right? You're like, what? Who's grabbing what?
Does they modify that?
Yeah, I mean, there is, the modification is the first pose that I just showed you. So if the person is going to lose the alignment, don't even bother. Right? It's just like, it's not
so
worth
like this is my modification.
Yeah.
I can't go near that far.
Yeah, just straighten, just keep the arms straight and nice and long, you know what I mean? So that, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and bend the left knee in. So, grabbing for the foot, going over. Wait, is this the same side? I'm sorry. You just did this side?
No.
Yes, it is the same size.
Yeah, that's it, but bend the right knee in. Let's go over. Thank you, guys. This seems so familiar. So this is the easy one. Just stay here, Annie, okay? Just enjoy the openness, right? We're opening up the side body. And then for those that want to go further, you have to press the right foot down strongly. Grab from the outer edge of the left. And the arm comes up overhead, so this would be okay, right? This is what Deidre's doing, except she's on the other side. That's why I was confused. So we all should do the same side just for consistency. And then grab the foot with both hands and open up the chest. So I keep pressing the right knee down to open up. Nice. Good job, guys. And then unravel. So that one can be really twisty and turny and crunchy if we don't really get the space and openness. So that's why we don't want to encourage people to go too far, because they'll just create contraction in the body. So windshield wiper it out a little bit. Just take a breath in between. And now we're going to start with some of the core exercises, and we're just going to stay here in the center. And I call these the row your boat. So watch how I just use my feet to expand the leg loop. I'm going to let it hook my heel and then the arch. So just use your foot. See if you can get it. Okay? Easy transitions that way. Now I'm going to hold on to the swing. I lift up and lean back like ladle. So I'm pushing down strongly in my feet. And then I inhale and expand through the belly, and then I exhale, I crunch. I pull my knees into my chest. Right? And I roll up into a ball. And then I inhale and I expand. So these are the rowing, and then crunch. So these would be the easiest sit-ups that we can actually do this when we're in the swing. Remember when we were in cocoon? We were doing a version of this yesterday. Yeah. So these would be rowing. If you do like 50 of these, you can really feel the core activation. You have to do a lot of them in order to get it. They also feel really good because you get the expansion of the belly, and then from that space, we lift and strengthen. Okay? Really good, guys. Okay. Now from here, let's see. So wide straddle sit-ups, so this is when we go upside down. And we're not going to do a ton upside down and wear you out. I just want to show you like what's possible. And I usually just switch back to the ankles. I lean back, and then I have to bring my legs with me. So see if you can find that transition to lean back and then bring your legs over, because your legs have to come into the front plane. So come back up for me. Okay, so let me just tell you back plane, side plane, front plane. Let's just go over that really quick. So when I lean back, my legs are in the back plane. Okay? This is the side plane. And then this is the front plane. The front plane is the plane in which your face and your belly button, the whole front of the spine exists. So Annie, you're leaving your legs back here. Okay? They have to come out to the side and over in order to do the sit-ups upside down. Okay, girl. So I'm gonna start the other way. That way when I'm upside down, I can see you. And you'll be able to see Lori, so you guys will be fine. So let's try it again. Okay, so we're gonna go through our ladle. So we hold on to the swing, we let the swing slide into the waist. Okay, get it into the sweet spot. Okay, keep holding on to the swing. Okay, so bring your legs wide, and then out to the side, and then in front. Yes, that's it. Now, if you're in the front plane, you should be able to reach up and grab for your toes. So bend your knees and grab for your toes. Yeah, bend your knees. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right, so instead of grabbing for your toes, grab for the leg loops and take them off the legs. Lori, you can follow along. All right, cool. Can you hold on to the leg loops? Straighten the legs out. Straighten them. Yeah, bring the leg loops on the inside. So the leg loops wind up on the inside. So straight legs out to the side, Lori, so they can follow you. Awesome. Okay, so then sit-ups, right? So you just do bicep curls and crunches at the same time. Good. Nice. You can either do just cantle. Yeah, just do a couple. Awesome. Now, go ahead and put the leg loops back onto your feet and come on up to sit. So we're going to wind up in We're going to take little mini breaks because, again, it's intense for people when they're first learning how to do the sit-ups. And I don't want to wear you out too fast with the inversions. Don't need the extra layer now. Okay, so just watch me for this next round. And then, Lori, please follow along. Okay, so you're going to use Lori as the cue in the back there. And I can always jump to the back too, but I think we'll be okay. The other option is just turning you guys around, which we might do for some of the other inversions. Okay, so I'm here. So I bend my knees, I grab the leg loops in my hands, and I bring my legs out wide. That's what I'm saying, right? We do the sit-ups, crunches, and so my body stays in what is not just using your head, okay? Your whole body comes up. And then from there, we're going to do some scissors. So I'm going to switch to the wrist wrap for that. We balance, and then kick. So these are hard. Just telling you, that's what I'm showing you. And then after doing, say, 10 scissors, see I'm using my biceps to balance. I'm going to come into balance. So 1 foot forward, 1 foot back, knee bent. Scissor up, balance, scissor up. Okay? Then we're just going to come down after that. So I'm going to talk you guys through it. Okay? From our floating Buddha, what is this pose called?
Floating Buddha.
Floating Buddha. Just say it out loud so the person comes out. Floating Buddha. Go ahead and come through ladle, but keep holding on to the swing. Get the swing into the sweet spot. This is the time to get the swing into a good spot. Okay. Keep weight in your legs. So when you bring the legs wide, then you bring them into the side plane and the front plane. You go ahead and bend the knees and grab the leg loops and put them in your hand. So get your legs into the front plane first, Annie. Yeah, and there you go. Cool. All right, now do some crunches.
And then it should be in the front.
Yes. So just look at Lori and see where her leg loops are. If you have any questions about it, she's going to follow along. Deidre's kind of doing her own thing. But Lori, I'd like for you to stay with me. Thank you. All right. So then from here, go ahead and switch to the wrist wrap and bring your legs through center and balance. So your body is flat with the earth. And then you're going to scissor. These are hard. Remember, I said they're hard, right? Try balancing and scissoring. And then you're going to keep one leg up and one leg back. Yes, very good. Straight arms if you can to balance. And then switch legs. So come on up, switch legs, and then one leg back, one leg forward, and then bend the back knee. Yes, beautiful, guys. Now you're just going to do a sit-up and come on down. Sit up and come on down, and then stay seated in the sumo. Well, that's activating, isn't it? Woo! Great. Yeah, so good. And like we don't need to do more than 10 of those, right? We get plenty of core strength, especially if we do it a couple times. Okay, so from our sumo squat, we're going to learn how to do, we did it yesterday with the plank toe touches when we were doing the one-legged variations, but we're going to try it again. Okay, so from here, I like to lean back so the swing gets a little bit lower. See what I mean? Because if I don't lean back, then it's not going to be in the right position. We're going to kick the right leg up and around. That's always outside in. And just drop one leg, the right leg, up and around. Lean back to get the leg up. Even more, Andy. Lean back. And bend the knee. Yeah, you got it. It's okay to pick that bottom foot up. Bend the knee a lot. Thank you. We come to sit. So when we come to sit, so we're going to look at our mat like it's a clock. Okay, so this would be 12 o'clock in front, okay? This is going to be 3 o'clock for you guys. Bring your foot up to 3 o'clock. Yeah, there you go. And we want your mat right underneath you, so you can just kind of pull that forward to center. There you go, just a little bit. Yeah. Great. Now, when we use that reference point, it's a little bit easier to, so teacher, so your foot is all the way out to the side. You're not holding your weight. It's like you pick your foot up and then it lands at 3 o'clock. Yeah. So we don't want to be like this, right? So if we're off center, then as soon as we pick our foot up, we're going to start to swing. Yeah, so we stay on axis. Okay, so this is a nice stretch of itself, right? So we're just hanging out. So more straight up and down, so lean forward, not back. Okay? So neck is relaxed. Drop your hips. So you're carrying lots of tension in your neck because your hips are stuck, right?
Right.
So instead of like doing this with the neck, I want you to just stay right up, straight up and down, and see if you can find it. Rest your head on the swing. Yeah, there you go. That's better. Yeah. So we can kind of get into that place to say what part of the body needs to be engaged and what part can I relax.
I think that's for your pain starting or something, because that's when my shoulders go up.
Yeah, I know. But we want to address it, right? We don't just want to let the neck stay tight, right? So I'll point it out if it looks like the hips are locked and the neck is taking too much strain, which is what most people are doing. It's a very popular choice. All right. Okay, cool. So we're going to take our right hand, let it start to lean back. And as we lean back, we say holding on with the left. We lift up the left leg, so we're in a plank. Yeah, nice straight lines. And then plank toe touches from here. So now we're using all muscle groups, all 3 muscle groups of the belly to lift and then extend. So it's not dancer. Dancer is when the hands and the foot come towards the earth. It's plank and then toe touch. Yeah, and if you can, flex your foot back so you touch your toes and your leg is not too long, you just have to drop the hip. So, and you flat back. So grab the toes. Yeah, and pull the hip down towards the earth. Pull it down into the socket. Grab the toes. And deepen in, yes. See, your hip was up here, which makes it look like your leg is too long.
Yeah.
But if you drop your hip, then the foot is exactly the right sacred geometry to match the body. Isn't that amazing? So that's what's happening. People are like, oh, my leg is too long. They're bending at their waist and not in their hip. So don't come all the way down. Stay flat back. You can. Right? And then toe touch. And after 10 of those, we're going to speed up. Pretend. Then we come into dancer. Dancer is when you extend your arm towards the ground, extend your toes towards the ground, and you get a big belly stretch. So just let it feel good. Stretch out. And then if you want, bend the knee, left knee bends, swing your arm back to grab for the ankle, or the foot, or the toe, whatever you can reach. So if you want your left hand to come down, both hands. So left hand can just come down to the ground. Okay. And then if you want to grab the foot with both hands, that would be the full pose. This is a big stretch, so only do as much as it feels good for today. Beautiful. Now we're going to switch in the air. Okay, so we're going to release our foot, take your left leg and you wrap it around. So wrap around the swing. Release the right leg out to the side. Let your right hand pull yourself up. Hold on to the swing. Pull yourself up. Yes. And then swim out. Come to sit. Straight up and down. Come to sit. Just drop your hips. Drop your weight. So, well, your head can rest on the swing, so you drop your weight even more. Just drop straight down. Turn your body towards me. So you're not holding on with both hands. You're not holding on at all. Yeah, just drop your arms for a second. Just drop your arms for a second. You don't have to hold on at all. Yeah, just relax. Drop your hips. Just let your weight drop. Yeah. So the swing actually goes on like a diagonal on your back if you're sitting straight up and down. And then your foot is out to the side. So whenever you wrestle with the swing, it actually doesn't ever work. You can kind of like get up and do all this stuff. So if you ever wanted to come down and retry, so go ahead and release the foot. Let's come to center. Like if we get all twisted or something, just come to center. Take a breath, and then we're going to start from the top. So you can get the swing a little bit lower. Go ahead and wrap left leg around. Yeah, you got it. And then let the foot slide out too. 9 o'clock for your clock. 9 on your clock. So straight up and down. Sit straight up and down. So it's just the tightness in the hips that's not. You can bend this knee a lot, and you just drop your hips. So let this foot float out to the side, and your body is like this a little bit more. Okay. Yeah. So this dropping was just inhibiting so the body is on a pivot point, right? So when the hips drop, the hip comes up. There you go. So not too much, just move in that direction, that's fine. Does it feel a little bit better?
A little bit better.
Remember, this is intermediate, so we're moving up, and it's challenging, you know, it is. And it's
It's also 2 days in a row for me, so it's like,
Okay.
there'll be a lot of kinks, but it's okay.
So from here, we're just going to relax. So it's a side body stretch, right? So after the body gets open, then we're ready to strengthen. So we try to create the space first. I'm going to keep holding on with my right, my left arm. If you go back now, when my arm goes back, go ahead and bring your left arm back, you're going to see the foot can lift. And then I come into a flat body plank. And then toe touch. Make sure you deepen in the hip flexor. Touch the toes. So go ahead and grab for the foot and deepen in the hip flexor. So body's flat, so come on up a little bit more, reach your hand up a little higher, Annie. Yeah, and now when you bring the foot up, hold on to the toes and pull the hip down towards the earth. Yes, like that. Yes, that's it. So just go in that direction and it'll continue to open up, but make sure you're bending at the hip flexor and not the waist. So your leg is the same length as your torso.
I can't even lift my leg.
Well, that's all right, Deidre. Just do what you can, okay?
All right.
Usually that's a psoas issue. So go ahead and extend the arm, extend the leg, kind of through dancer. Take a breath here. Now if you want, bend the bottom leg, bend the right knee, swim the hand back, grab for the ankle, half lotus, and then you can also bring your right hand down. Stretch the belly, it should feel really good. And then you can actually swim that right arm back and grab the foot with both hands. Come to the half bow. Now in this pose, it's a big stretch, so for the shoulders, only come as far as it feels good. But just know that that's the next level of advancement to the pose. Okay, so let's go ahead and wrap, release the foot, wrap the right leg back around. This is called Peaceful Warrior. And so we're going to go into, that's all of number 5, that's all the core strengthening. So Peaceful Warrior is number 6, right? So this is the main inversion that we do. Both legs wrapped around, arms straight down towards the ground. We're going to come back and revisit it in just a breath. We're going to reach up and grab for the swing between the legs. Release the legs, scissor down. Yeah, so scissor down. So we did the scissor kicks, right? So if we try to come down with both legs, we're going to kerplunk, right?
Right.
So just watch me for a breath here. So we have our legs wrapped around. This is Peaceful Warrior. Reach up between the legs. Wide, through center. This is controlled. Yeah, nice and strong use of the core, and that's why we learn how to do the core strengthening so that we can transition in the poses. And then we're all going to turn around so we can see each other upside down. Okay? So let's go ahead before we get in. So that was great. So that was almost all of number 5, but we're going to just revisit it again with the leg stretches in the inverted position. And if you need a break, take a break. The inversions are quite powerful and intense on the body. And if you do too much too fast, then it's going to like blow circuit, right? So it's better to just slow it down. And then we can always come back and revisit it. Little tiny bite size. So let's go ahead and start back to back. Come into your floating Buddha. And just hang out here for a breath. So maybe use the chillaxin arms, windshield wiper a little bit. So Lori, stay with us, okay, hon? So see if you can just reset, right? Integrate and reset. Maybe you go really slow instead of having the big wee. Go really slow for the integration. So you can feel and see why we don't do inversions in basic classes. We save it for the advanced, the intermediate advanced, because it is a lot for people. Really supercharges the body. So we're going to go through ladle, right? So we hold on to the swing, squeeze the legs together, go ahead and let it slide in. So this is really important because this is where we get the swing into the sweet spot. So this is how we just shift a little from side to side to get it right above the hips. That's it. Yeah, good. Good adjustment. Bring the legs wide. Go ahead and move to the side plane and then the front plane. Go ahead and keep bring your legs towards me. Go further. You did it before. Bring your legs up. Up is towards the sky. Yeah, that's it. Keep going. Yeah. It's just a little scary. That is called changing planes of existence.
We don't have to press down.
Well, you do. You have to
Do
grab
so
them.
they stay down.
You have to bring your legs forward towards me. Yeah. If you're ever in doubt, bend your knees and grab your toes. This is the front plane. So we're going to do the frog swim today too, so we can learn the planes, because when we're changing planes, the brain doesn't have the circuitry for it. And even though it gets really confused, we're opening up new neural pathways, and this is part of the DNA activation stuff. So you can always bend your knees, and then you're hooked. Right? So go ahead and grab for the leg loops in your hands. Always on the inside, okay? Get them off your legs. Now go ahead and bring your legs wide. Right? So this is how we did our sit-ups. Okay, good. Go ahead and put them back on so that you can start to get a sense of the front plane. And I want you to use your fingers with me. And this is how I teach people how to do the planes. It's called frog swim. So this is the front plane. So we're going to squeeze our legs together. It's the front. Ooh la la. It's like the thigh master. I know. Careful.
No, it touched my hip bone.
All right. This is the side plane. Bring your legs with you. Okay. This is the back plane. Put your fingers back and let your legs go back. I know, scary. I know, it's scary. All right, side plane. You're doing great. This is how we teach the brain. Side plane. Bring your legs up to the side, not front, side. And then this is the front plane. So go ahead and touch your toes. Yes, good. We do that 100 times. It's going to be easy. Piece of cake. All right, great. So now that we're touching your toes, go ahead and hold on to the sides of the feet. And this is our bottom.
I love this.
Right? It's like we did this when we were on the other side. And now we're going to open up and either hold on to the leg loops, your calves, anything that you can touch, your toes if you can, and extend. So bend your knees a lot so your toes look closer. There you go. That's how we get them closer.
And then you hook with 2 fingers.
Yeah, you can. Great. So that's like a happy baby, which is a great variation for people. That's beautiful. And then go ahead and bend. I believe it's still the left knee. We're still backwards. Is that left? There you go. Thank you. I was like, please. Now we're upside down and backwards. Oh, crazy. I'm going to just guess. And then we do the right knee in, left leg straight. This is the bow and arrow, right, that we did. So upside down is a much different position than right side up. But it's the same. Like, oh, we want to try it. All right, let's try it again. Both knees bend. Hold on to the outer edges of the feet. And extend the chest this time. Extend the chest. Beautiful. Straighten the legs if you can. It's going to be a big squeeze. You're spring-loaded. Wide straddle. Good. Okay. Let's bend that left knee in. Let's go for a revolver, and then we're going to take a break. So this is the beginner version. So you can hold on to your calf. Yeah. Hold on wherever you can. Just keep pulling your toes down towards your head. Awesome. So if you can hold on here, this is great. For those that want to hold on to the foot with both hands, you can spin and open up. Just stay where you are. That's too much, right? Yeah. Okay. Just extend your arms straight out. Yeah, there you go. Can you extend, let's see. Can you extend your arm either like this? No. Keep holding onto your foot. Your calf.
Palm down.
Keep holding onto your foot. There you go.
And palm down.
Palm is always down.
Okay.
Okay? So can you extend out like this? Yes. That's better.
That I can do.
Okay. Now I want you to find what feels good, right? So
Okay.
this is a great choice because you have like a nice diagonal happening in the body.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and come back. Change legs. So see if you can grab for the foot first. The left hand, left foot. You have to really pull it down towards the earth. Yeah. So we keep that engagement. This is beautiful. That looks great. Nice long lines of energy. So that's one. This is actually in the manual. You'll see me doing that. This is 2. When we walk the palm overhead, we're getting the side body stretch. You want to try it? Palm down. Yeah.
A bit behind my head.
It's kind of like underneath. Yeah, it's like this and then straighten. Yeah, That's it. You can even lean your head into it. Just, yeah, there you go. Find the comfort spot. And then grab with both hands. This is only for crazy yogi people. And extend for centile.
Yeah, I just have to touch my toes.
You're so. And like I said, you're going to represent where most people are in class. So just have compassion for them.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Now, go ahead and straighten both legs out. Hold on to the swing. Slowly, slowly, slowly come up and land in your floating Buddha. What's this called?
Floating
Floating Buddha. Oh. Now you are completely altered. You're not the same person from when you walked in, right? So just go ahead and use your chillaxing arms. Let your head rest back. Sway a little bit from side to side. Woo! All right, we're going to come down and take just a little mini break because that's a lot to integrate. So one foot down, stay seated. Other foot down, stay seated. You're in sumo squat. And make sure you stay seated when you take a foot out. Some people like to stand and then they hop around. So, and then walk back. Pendulum, right? So you keep tension on the swing. You want to go back and come out. Really nice, guys. A little break. Doing a little sip of water, anything that you need. Lie down if you feel like you need to.